We are in unprecedented times today with the virtual shutdown of much of the country in a fight against COVID-19. Wherever you are, whether working or at home or working at home, we have hope and inspiration for you today. We'll be talking to mental health experts and faith leaders about how to maintain hope and love amidst this pandemic. And Cheryl Weber will sit down with Deborah Murky to hear one of the most compelling stories of forgiveness we've ever heard.
Well, you may have noticed in our 24-hour news cycles, it's pretty easy to get disheartened by the relentless tide of bad news. But in the midst of this global pandemic, we are seeing moments of extraordinary kindness as well as the beauty of community. In Italy, you might have seen this video where the pandemic has ground the nation to a halt. People were creating music together on their balconies. The same phenomenon has happened in Israel. And the message that it gives to all of us, it's that we're in this together, and as a world, as a globe, as a nation, we are one. So hopefully you'll get that message today. We're going to be bringing you some mental health advice on how you can boost your own mental health and happiness. One of the ways, reaching out to others, something so important now as we are experiencing so much social isolation. We're also going to find out how one pastor is navigating the closure of his church and the spiritual health of his congregation, and some advice for you. And we'll bring you an interview I recorded a few weeks ago with Deborah Murky, who navigated a foster mom's worst nightmare and forgave. But first, we are joined via Skype by mental health expert and clinician, Dr. Anthony Hutchinson. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You know, Dr. Hutchinson, we're in this time of extraordinary social isolation. There's memes going around saying that introverts have been preparing for this moment their entire lives, but check on the extrovert in your life. What kind of impact does this isolation have on our mental health?
Well, first of all, isolation can have a severe impact on mental health, but one of the most important things to understand is that God created people to be in communion with Him. He created us to be relationally oriented creatures. So definitely there are times where we do need that apart time, especially if it's spend time with the Lord and renew and refresh. But we also know that we have to help others and support each other, because that's what it says, bear one another's burdens. And so this is a time where, if it's appropriate, that's what we should be doing.
Well, and it's good that you mentioned that, because we're seeing this new word grow called caremongering. It's an antidote to fear-mongering. Social media groups are bringing care and resources to people that are vulnerable and isolated. So how important is it that we reach out, not just for other people, but for us as well?
Well, again, we're commanded to help our brothers and sisters in needs, bear one another's burdens. But it's also important that, we should never work harder than other people want to work for themselves. And the best thing to do is, if people are in need and they ask for help, we have to use our wisdom and help as we can appropriately do, but to not overdo it or overextend ourselves. We basically just have to use wise wisdom to help the people who need help, but then also practice care for our own selves and taking care of ourselves. If we don't take care of ourselves first, we will not be good to take care of other people.
It is a balance, and I know I've seen studies that say if you help others, it strengthens your own mental health and helps you lift you out of depression. So all good things. What are the top ways that you see right now that we can do to strengthen our mental health?
The best possible way we could is get rest, eat right, spend time loving those people who love us and we love them, and seek connection. But most importantly, spend time with God. That's this. If anything, with every curse maybe comes a blessing. And what this is showing us is that, hey, we can get away from work. We can slow down the pace of our life, and we can focus on the things that are most important, which is spending time with our loved ones and spending time with God and spending time in His Word and just fellowshipping in the peace that surpasses understanding. Be anxious for nothing. And so I think this gives us a time to take a step back and focus on things that are more important than just working and work until we work ourselves to death. This should probably be a wake-up call for a lot of us.
Love that. Love your advice. Thank you so much, Dr. Hutchinson. It is a time to focus on positivity and ways that we can strengthen our relationships. Appreciate your time.
God bless you.
You say that you're with me till the end of the